Alrighty, what is going on today, guys? Evan Aldo here. If you enjoy the content, smash the like button. I'm going to get into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, AVAX, S&P 500, and the DXY today. We'll see what happens here. So the first thing that we're looking at is, basically the first thing we're looking at is, this place right at around just under 38K has acted as pretty decent resistance so far. This was the high right here. It didn't quite make a higher high, this time when we tested it yesterday. Came down pretty sharply so far. Trigger wave on the 16, blood diamond on the 20. So you are getting some, bearish signs as you're hitting, rejecting from this area. Also, the daily, you had that bear div. It kind of played out a little bit. You came back up. We were printing a green dot. That green dot has now kind of gone away, which I would say is a bit more of a bearish sign with the daily there. And then the 2-day, the 3-day, those I would say are more of the bullish case. Even the weekly a little bit would be more of a bullish case. The money flow is still not bad there. And then monthly, I guess that would be kind of on the macro, still the bullish kind of case there. But as we get down to some of these low time frames, I mean, textbook, you've been in the green for a while. You kind of look like you want to potentially come down a little bit more here. Trigger wave on the 6-hour. I could see a drop down to 34. That's going to be a big area. Drop down to 33. That's going to be pretty significant here. And if we draw like probably a fib level from back here, may tell us some things. This golden pocket, 33 could be pretty significant. And then, a little bit, this whole area is going to be really big. I think kind of how we bounced around there. That 34 area is going to be really big in my opinion. So keep an eye out for that. And then ultimately, right now, we came down a bit. You're getting some green dots. Anchor wave in the hourly may form a trigger wave in the 2-hour, the 3-hour. Bull div on the 30-minute, that's confirmed. But your money flow is still kind of looking like it wants to come down deeper. So we'll see what happens here. I'm not seeing anything too bullish other than maybe some of the money flows coming up on these really low time frames as of right now. Bounced around, 35.5. This is a big area, 36, big psychological area. So we'll see if we could, come through that a bit more. But as of right now, a little bit, a little hesitant to go long. If I was going to trade, right now, and what I've been looking at ultimately with kind of where I'm leaning right now, especially since funding fees on some of the exchanges are pretty well in favor of people trying to go short. Maybe these blood diamonds could give us a little something more. Maybe these blood diamonds could give us a little something more to the downside right now. Now, if we were to, break upward, your big next place is going to be 39. So if we do get, this green dot coming back on the daily, confirming, is it going to happen in the next 2 hours? Probably not. But if it does, potentially, then you're still in that ballpark for 39K right there. Let's move on to Ethereum a little bit here. Let me just get up my chart that's a little bit more marked up. So bounced nicely off of the volume area high right here on Ethereum. Similar to Bitcoin, you came up, here, this is a huge level of resistance, rejecting from that yearly high, that high we made in April 23 around, 2100, rejected from it. Your money flow, your red dot, anchor wave on the 2-day, coming down, VWAP on the 3-day coming down. Your money flow is pretty good there, so that's more of indicative of consolidation potentially. But, it is a significant point. It is a significant point. Confirmed blood diamond right now on the 10-hour, confirmed blood diamond right now on the 5-hour. So we are looking at, a breaking of structure a bit here now. Can we hold this area, this old volume area high right here? We might. We absolutely might. You may get a, bull div pretty soon on your hourly. Some things look like they could be turning around a little bit here. This is, 1955. So we lost 2K pretty easily here. So it's almost showing us that price doesn't really want to be above 2K as of right now. However, on the way up, there's always going to be, retests of places before. And, as we're kind of, I guess, maybe headed into an area where inflation's starting to come down, that's the fear right now. We may see more deflation where the dollar sees more power and commodities start to come down, traditional markets start to come down. I don't know if I'm ultimately too convinced with that, but I do think, consolidation is a strong possibility here. We still have the trigger wave on the monthly. So, I think unless we do see something like over here, you're probably not gonna go back to, 1200 or, these areas that we were seeing at the end of 2022. Probably not. But if they are going to happen, I could see, you know, going into recession, rising unemployment rates. That's the main fear we have right now. That's the main fear to come down a lot more. Within the 4-year cycle, I think generally things are going to stay bullish for the next 2 years. And, you know, the important thing that we want to kind of look at here a little bit is ETH versus Bitcoin, because obviously, you know, if it's going to keep bleeding against Bitcoin, then you're better off to buy Bitcoin instead of ETH. Now, this weekly is a pretty big level, nice trend line right there, bouncing off of it. This absolutely could be the bottom for ETH versus Bitcoin. Money flow starting to come up on the weekly. Deep anchor wave, kind of similar to this one over here, even deeper this time. So that was your bottom, August of 2019. Especially if your 2 week starts to get a green hike and ashy, you know, deep anchor wave, you know, kind of confirmed. That's where we would look. That's where we would look. So yeah, and also all these yellow X's. So it does look like, you know, ETH is bottoming out against Bitcoin. It does look like it's still kind of that accumulation phase for altcoins here until pre-halving. The main fear we have is obviously going into recession, but there's always going to be some type of bearish case, guys. There's always going to be some type of bearish case. If we can't predict with 100% certainty anything, you know, we would all be billionaires, you know, no matter, probably pretty quickly if that was the case. Also, you know, Bitcoin dominance, nice bear div here, nice bear div on Bitcoin dominance, potentially bringing us down a bit more on Bitcoin dominance. Bear div could form in 2 weeks, so that's a good sign for altcoins on the macro as well, which is why I think ultimately the big DCA play, similar to 4 years ago, is going to be, you know, kind of now until the halvening. Unless we go into a recession, unless things get kind of crazy, you know, unpredictable things, that's what I think is going to happen. Chainlink's been an interesting one, kind of rejecting from the VWAP on market cipher SR right here. Bear div confirmed on the 2-day. This could be a good potential to kind of short down to maybe 11 or 10 bucks here. I mean, we're not, you know, you're definitely losing, you know, serious structure here. This doesn't look, you know, this doesn't look too good. I mean, you could get some of these bull divs, you know, it's the continuation case, some bull divs here, bringing you all the way back up, But these have come up a lot. We would kind of want to hope for maybe a healthy correction down a little bit here before, you know, hopefully coming up more. Let's move on to Avalanche. This one's been pumping recently. Weekly looks pretty good. 3-day money flow coming up. You know, this looks still pretty strong for the most part. Not showing the bearish signs. Some other things are bear div on their 10-hour, but money flow is still strong. 4 hours where we get, 4 hours definitely where we get a bit more hesitant for the, you know, potentially the bearish case there. Trigger wave on the hourly though, and in this environment, the last one brought you up, could bring you right back up to $30. So that could be the next potential place, especially if Bitcoin kind of stays a little bit more sideways here and some alts right a little bit more. You know, who knows? This could easily make it to the 2022 high, or well, the 2022 high was really up here, but the one from, you know, the second half of 2022 high, that big area, around 30 bucks. So yeah. Moving on to the S&P 500. Well, actually, let's look at the Dixie real quick first. Now, it does have a technical target right here. We didn't quite make it up to, you know, 109. Your weekly looks kind of bearish. This is a little bit of a conflicting thing. 3-day money flow seems like it's generally coming up. That looks okay. Trigger wave kind of forming on the 2-day. Daily anchor wave starting to form a little bit. Yeah, 12 hours, same type of deal. A little tough, man. A little tough to say what's going to happen with this. I mean, we were kind of jumping off of here, but if I had to guess, I would say we could be headed down farther potentially, but it's a little hot. This is tough to read. Right now. But what we could do is look at the S&P 500 and money flow coming back up in the weekly. Weekly's looking like we're surviving this little correction here, coming back up. I know Michael Burry, you know, closed out his shorts. So, I mean, if you're trying to counter trade him, you would probably be going short right now. But your monthly looks like it wants to, you know, its VWAP could come up and just bring us up higher on the monthly. So it looks like we dodged a bullet here, and your daily's coming up. So, you know, this being bullish would kind of tell me still on the macro for Bitcoin that we may come up farther. Just the matter is, like, do we come down to 33 before, you know, coming up farther? So, man, if I had to really guess here, I'd say that these blood diamonds probably will bring us down to the 35, 34, 33 area. Somewhere over here would be likely. Then you get a nice recovery off of there, potentially start to make your way up to 40K. We also have Thanksgiving coming up. You know, that could be more bearish. Thanksgiving was a drop in 2020. 2021, it was a drop right after Thanksgiving. 2022, it was generally bearish. It was, I think, after the bottom. But you know, it's generally more of a bearish time for crypto, that Thanksgiving time, just from my years in it. So just keep that in mind as well. You know, I wouldn't laugh at, you know, I would take this blood diamond kind of seriously with the trigger whip to the downside to potentially come down a little bit more here. But, you know, grand scheme of things, the last thing I'll show you guys right now is like, if we look at, you know, the reason why I think it's a good idea to be DCAing into some of these alts, because like ADA versus Bitcoin. I mean, textbook kind of bubble pop pattern here. You came down, you got your 5LXs, money flow starting to come up on that weekly. And, you know, don't fret if you didn't buy ADA at the exact bottom, you know, just slowly, not financial advice, but slowly converting over some Bitcoin. You know, if we get back up to, if we even get to here, I mean, that would be good. I mean, you're still, you know, 200% of what Bitcoin you're at, even if we just get up to this high. So yeah, anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the update. If you guys are interested in trading, check out the link down below to FAIRDESK. Deposit any amount, do one futures trade, my link down below, and get a $100 trading bonus. Really good odds to get that. We give away once every week, and we announce the winners in the Discord. Link to that is down below as well. MEXC, zero limit fees with my link down below as well. We're doing a new trading contest with them. And then Zoomex, we got a special promo for you guys as well. The exchanges are being really generous since the market's doing good. So take advantage of it if you guys are interested. Use good risk management. Know what you're doing. Don't be stupid. All right, guys. Have a good one. Goodbye.